Welcome back to another interview with the Visibility Summit. We're so excited to bring you an incredible lineup of amazing speakers. And today I'm interviewing Ali J. Taylor. Ali is a rising figure in entrepreneurship, leadership, and personal development with a passion for guiding individuals and organizations toward their full potential. Ali combines strategic insight with a deep understanding of human behavior to drive transformative change. As founder of Wisdom and Wayfinder, Ali is a fractional growth consultant leveraging over a decade of entrepreneurial experience to help businesses grow, scale, and profit with the right systems, strategies, and relationships. He helps clients navigate challenges, unlock their inner wisdom, and chart a clear path to growth and profitability. Let's welcome Ali J. Taylor with us here today. Hello.
Hey, Joanne, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Thank you for having me here.
Oh, awesome. Thank you for being here. So, starting this off, I would love for you to share a little bit about your journey and what got you here. What got you into the work that you're doing?
Yeah, well, without going through the whole backstory, what got me here is I've always been trying to solve bigger challenges for my clients. As you mentioned in my introduction, I spent about a decade in marketing and branding and design and digital marketing and all that. And I've always wanted to know what's the deeper reasoning behind anything that I was doing. So if a client came to me and wanted a website, I wanted to know the role that that website played in the goals of the business, for the success that they were looking to have, even if it was something as, personal as, hey, if I have a website that works for me and allows me to make more money and take some of the load off of me, I can go to my kid's baseball game or dance recital because I'm not stuck in the office. So it's always been a little bit more of that personal touch, that personal reasoning for behind the work that I do. And as I've gone along in my career and have gotten to know more and more business owners, I just see that there's bigger things that are more important. And I've had some personal tragedies in my life that has really clued me into just the importance of what really matters, which is the time that we have with those that we love, the impact that we want to make in our communities, the things that we want to do with the time we have left here. And so making sure that you have a business that's set up so that you can have that time that you can make that impact is really important to me.
Yeah. And so the people that you work with, what are their challenges?
They are often running around like a chicken with their head cut off. They're wearing 57 hats in their business.
Mm,
And so they're struggling with, clarity, organization, and accountability.
mm,
They're struggling with the clarity in terms of really figuring out where is it that they want to go? What are the things that they need to get done? What's the vision for the business? Not just making it to the next round of payroll, but what does 6 months, a year, 5 years, 10 years down the line look like?
mm,
They haven't had the time to really sit and think of that vision. They're often disorganized because they've got a million fires that they need to put out. They have different, whether it's their clients that are sort of begging for their attention, and then or their employees, and then of course in personal life, there's always things that are sort of pulling for their attention. So being able to be organized in getting things done and having their processes, their systems in order, so that they can move fast and make decisions with the information that they have at their fingertips, is really critically important. And then, of course, the accountability. When you're the boss, who's really there to keep you accountable for the things that you say that you're going to do? Sure, your employees might get upset, and maybe your clients. Obviously, if a client leaves, it's really bad. So you never want to get to that point in your business. You want to make sure that you're accountable and sort of doing that preventative maintenance ahead of time and solving problems before they even begin.
yes. And, you mentioned, even, putting out fires or, when it comes to doing so many things in our business and maybe not having a vision, right?
Mhm.
Sometimes we might feel like we're constantly just working with the thing at hand, right? The thing that's right in front of us, whether it's putting out a fire or whatever's just coming up next,
Yeah.
right? And sometimes without that vision, right, I can see where it might throw all those other things off that you just talked about.
Oh, absolutely. It's yeah, when you're it's like yeah, when you're just confronted with whatever the problem is that's in front of you at that moment, it doesn't give you the space or the peripheral vision to be able to look ahead or look to the side to see, okay, yes, that's important, but is it the most urgent thing right now? Or what's coming down the pike that's going to be an even bigger problem if I
Mm.
don't make the space or the time to address it?
Yeah. And so, this is the Visibility Summit. And so I'm wondering, what are your thoughts about visibility? How do you see yourself becoming even more visible now than maybe you have in the past? And how do you help your clients to become more visible?
Yeah, that's a great question. Thank you. So for me, I always kind of identify it as like the guy in the background who likes to just make things happen. I don't need the credit just as long as things get done. And that's sometimes that's great. Other times it's not so great, especially when you start to speak up and maybe you're not given the space or the latitude because it's like, well, hold on, you've always been operating behind the scenes. Now
Mm,
you're stepping in front of it. Sometimes that can threaten other people's egos, or sometimes it's just because it's an uncomfortable position to be in, so you're not used to sort of maybe setting those boundaries or speaking up in a way that you want to in order to make the kind of difference that you want. Um, for me, just on a personal level, growing up, I grew up in a house that was, full of some chaos and I won't elaborate any further, but for me, staying hidden, staying safe, staying out of sight was like a form of safety for me.
mm,
But as I've gotten older, what I've realized is, there are other people who have brilliant ideas who are really good at what they do, and they don't get the attention and visibility that they deserve because they're not comfortable being in that spotlight, or they're afraid of maybe the reprisal or repercussion or the consequences that might come with that.
mm,
Most people have a fear of being judged or being perceived. Constantly they're constantly worried about what that's going to look like for themselves, and so they won't speak up or put themselves out there in a way that could be really helpful for somebody who needs to hear what they have to say.
mm,
um, I've encountered this with my clients a couple of times where they're absolutely brilliant at what they do, and they're afraid to put themselves out on video or social media because they don't like the way that their face looks, or they're afraid of the trolls that are going to inevitably show up in the comments. And those are valid concerns. I never want to dismiss anyone's feelings, but again, there are people that are waiting to hear from you, that need to hear your voice, your expertise, your experience, because it could help them overcome the particular challenge that they're dealing with. You can reach them in a way that only you can reach them.
yeah, that's so true. And, it makes me even go back to vision again to say, some of the challenges that we face probably can be overcome once we have a clear vision as to what our life is all about, right? Like
Yeah.
what are we moving towards, right? Rather than, and then when that fear comes in, it's like, okay, like, but this is my destination, right? This is my
Yeah.
journey. Um, and so yeah, the fear is going to be there. And let me just bring that along with me, right?
Yeah, exactly. Make it your friend. Your body, those sensations, that's what we interpret as fear, but you could also choose to interpret as anxiety or excitement. You don't have to have it just be fear for you, but you can
Yeah,
use that energy as motivation for, I'm about to do something really awesome. I'm about to make an
right.
impact. I'm about to make a difference for someone.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. I love that. So, yeah, so here at the Visibility Summit, all of our amazing experts are offering their gifts and resources for our attendees. And so, Ali, you have a special gift for all of our attendees. And
I
this
do.
gift is going to be on the dashboard, so you can find it there. And so if you could please just share with us what that gift is.
Yeah, so the weekly priority checklist, it is a checklist for how I suggest people organize their lives and their calendars. Just like with my business clients who are struggling with organization, they're struggling with organization in their personal lives too. And oftentimes, the last person on the list that gets taken care of is themselves. And so I think we should invert that, because if you're not operating at your best, if you're not feeling your best, if you're not properly taken care of, if you're not getting enough sleep, you can't be the best that you can be for all the other important relationships in your life. And so this checklist focuses on you taking care of yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, if that's important to you. And then making sure that once you're taken care of, you can then show up for those important personal, family, and friend relationships. And then after that, you're taking care of your business, like you're taking care of yourself, right? You take care of your business so that your business can be its best self for your clients.
I love that. And, all of those components are so important, right? And I think sometimes we may be really heavy on one end, right? So it sounds like this checklist is perfect for like as an assessment as to like where are we, right?
Yeah, like where is your time going? There's an
Mhm.
accompanying Google checklist that you can plug in all the hours that you're spending on those different categories in your life, so that you can see what you're doing with the 168 hours that you get within a week. And you can visually determine, am I going too heavy in one area? Am I going too little in another area? But it's all based on you having that vision and clarity of what your life is about and what's really important to you. Now you have a way to track whether your actions are lining up with that.
Awesome. Thank you so much for offering that gift to all of our attendees.
Sure.
And you also have another amazing resource for our VIP attendees. And so this is anyone who has upgraded to VIP. So if you haven't done that yet, do that now, right? So what resource or gift do you have for us for all of our VIPs?
Yeah, so it is a growth and profitability assessment. Basically, you're going to get an hour with me to sit and go through all the different aspects of your business, your journey. What is it that you want your business to look like? What's your vision? And then I will give you some insight and some strategies that I think would make sense for you to be able to implement. And then we can determine if we want to move forward in working together on a consistent basis. To determine if we're a good fit for that. And I work with my clients shoulder to shoulder. I'm not radioing in from the bottom of the mountain telling you to go left or go right. It's going to be side by side, making sure that you work on your business, so that you're not stuck working in your business and running around like a chicken with your head cut off.
Mm, yeah, which I see so many people do. So powerful um, special gift that you're giving. So thank you so much for offering this to everyone
Of
that
course.
has upgraded to a VIP.
Yeah, of course. Absolutely welcome.
Yeah. So Ali, thank you so much for joining us here on the Visibility Summit. Thank you for sharing all of your wisdom, your knowledge with us. You've been very inspirational. So we really appreciate you being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me. And I look forward to whoever decides to schedule some time with me. You deserve to, if you work hard and you're dedicated to your business, you deserve to have the help and success that comes with it. So I'll be your partner in that. I look forward to it.
Awesome. So we are still bringing you more gifts, more resources, and more opportunities with our next Visibility Summit speakers. So stay tuned.